Tulsa Music Stream. And now, your host, Scott and Jana Squires. You want the dirt? You've got it.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tulsa Music Stream. This is episode 104.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a lot.
104.
That's a lot.
And we'll be joined with C.J. Pierce. He's the guitar player for Drowning Pool, and we're excited to talk to him all things Drowning Pool. And they just kicked off their second leg tour with Saliva, and we're looking forward to talking with him. But as always, make sure you share this stream on all your favorite groups. Your favorite pages, tag some friends, let everyone know, and make sure if you're actually watching on YouTube, make sure you follow our Facebook page, Tulsa Music Stream. If you're on YouTube or you're not on YouTube, please go to YouTube and hit subscribe on our YouTube channel, Tulsa Music Stream. Hit that little bell and hit like, and that helps us get more viewers and people to see this interview. It always helps the artists. As always, we're on Twitter and Twitch. On Twitter, we're at TUL Music Stream, and all your favorite audio podcast platforms like Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and so many more. Just on your way to work, tune us in, man, and we'll be there.
Definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. 104 episodes into this journey, and it's been a blast so far. We had a great time at last episode, bringing it back home, talking to Glenn Townsend from Eyebolt. That was a great time. We appreciate you guys tuning in for that one, and we're taking it back national with this episode with C.J. Pierce as we await his arrival. Like Scott said, they are, it's spring, and what that means is it's touring season for these guys, and a lot of these guys, they hit it hard and heavy with their schedules, and not only just doing dates with maybe a couple bands where they hook up with a couple bands, but then getting on these festivals. And I can't wait to talk to him about all the different ones they're going to be on. They're going to be on quite a few this summer, and it's just fast and furious, hard and heavy schedule. And that's I know that's how these guys like it, because that's how they sustain themselves and stay connected with their fans. And so make sure you go out and check out not just Drowning Pool, but all these rock bands that are working super hard in the warm weather months to tour for you guys and put on these really enjoyable shows.
Yeah. I'm actually shocked that they were not on the Rocklahoma Festival, because they're playing so many other festivals this summer. So I figured that they would definitely be on Rocklahoma. And when that lineup came out, I was actually shocked that they weren't on it.
Yeah, me too. But hopefully they will come. I think I can't remember the closest date they're coming here, but you guys can check out all of their upcoming dates at drowningpool.live, and we're going to get more into that as we await his arrival. So while we're doing that, let's just shoot the breeze a little bit. We've mentioned Rocklahoma. You and I are getting really excited about a all-girl band from Mexico called The Warning, and they're on the Rocklahoma bill as well. What intrigued you about those girls? Because you kind of are the one that turned me on to them, but what appeals to you about The Warning?
Well, I just kept seeing like videos and stuff on on my phone or whatever, shorts, YouTube, whatever, and they kept popping up. Mm-hmm. And I didn't put the two together, but The Warning, I remember seeing them like what they're doing now, and then I saw a video that they had on YouTube where it started them when they were very young. Mm-hmm. And I remember seeing like a video that went viral on Facebook or wherever, and I remember seeing that. It's like, wow, that's them. Like, wow.
They were so young, and then all of a sudden they were all grown up and just killing it out there. And there's something different about them. I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but I sure like what they're doing. I guess it's the songwriting. It's just kind of it's just kind of different, but make sure you go check out The Warning for sure.
Yeah. And as always, we do have sponsors, and like you see the little ticker going across the screen there, and we like to appreciate those guys. Greg Shipman, photography, and Oki PC, DB Concerts, Identity Merch, and Psychomo Films. We appreciate Filmworks, actually.
Yep, Psychomo Filmworks.
Anyway, we appreciate all of our sponsors for helping us out.
Yeah, and when we have this time to kill as we await the guest, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and spend a little bit of time. Here he is. Very good. Well, that was perfect timing, so we'll work on getting him here in the room. He
Awesome.
is connecting to audio. I see his picture. So again, thank you guys. Make sure you share the stream with all your friends on all your social media. We'll get the word out. And he is joining us as we speak. CJ Pierce, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Hey, thanks for being with us. We were just telling the folks that we were actually going to talk to you a couple weeks ago. We had a little bit of difficulties hooking up. I think you were out in the middle of nowhere with no signal, so we decided to reschedule that. But at that time, you guys were just getting ready to start the segment of dates with Saliva and Any Given Sin on the Snafu Tour. So it looks like that little batch of dates just concluded a couple nights ago in St. Louis. Why don't you give us an update on how the shows went?
Yeah, I actually just got home this morning, so this is working. I got a good signal here at the house. Yeah,
fantastic.
It was. It's been great. We've been touring and playing with Saliva since I think 2001 was the first time we actually played together with those guys, and it's been off and on through the years. So we did a tour with them in 2016, and again, friends and family, and great buds, man, and great shows. So it started. It was 2 weeks ago. On this particular run, we were just driving around in the van. We got a bus for the next one, so it's forgive me if I'm a little fuzzy from the last 2 weeks.
Hey man, it is all good. We feel your pain, and as a matter of fact, we're just talking about how touring season is upon us, and let me put up on the screen. You guys have a really full May as well. They're June and July dates to be announced, but all the people watching tonight, you guys can go to drowningpool.live to check out all the dates coming up. You can check out the tickets and the VIP packages that are available where you can meet the band. And like you said, man, you've got a couple more dates with Saliva, and then you've got Above Snakes on a lot of these dates as well. Alien Ant Farms on a couple of these. So
that's cool,
dude. Tell me, whoops, I put that wrong screen back up. Tell me if I'm correct about this. Is it safe to say that touring is the bread and butter for bands in the year 2024? I mean, this is truly how a band sustains itself financially, stays connected to its fan base. Is that a fair statement to make?
It definitely is. I mean, we love touring. We've been touring off and on, for a good 20 plus years. We're actually coming up on the 25-year anniversary for the Center record. And just like anything in life for everybody, I mean, it's been such an up and down flow for us between management, label. Obviously, there's been a couple of stinger switches, as you guys know.
Yeah.
But we're going strong again. Ryan's been back in the band now for a year. We were going to do some reunion shows, and the main reason why that came up, we had a show with Pantera, the first show back in the States, in May 5th. And, big festivals, a few of them were around that as well. So, we brought Ryan back in the fold, man. And just the second he walked in here, we just started writing songs together again. And a bunch of show offers been coming up. So we've been going strong. It's been awesome to do this. I mean, the main thing, like you said it earlier, that I love about touring, and I miss because we haven't done a lot since COVID, it's the connection with the fans. We've made so many fans, so many friends and family across the country. And playing music and touring allows us to literally hang out with everybody. I mean, yes, we're putting on a show, we're bringing the rock music to your town, but it's also great for me, especially these last 2 weeks, to reconnect with friends I haven't seen in years. And that's probably one of my favorite parts about touring.
Dude, yes. Then that's a perfect segue into my next question, because I wanted to ask you, COVID was so hard on all of us, especially the entertainment industry, when touring just came to a halt. Tell me what you're seeing out there on the road. Do you feel like you're starting to see a full return of the fans the way it was pre-COVID? Are you still feeling like maybe not everyone has quite come back yet, or is it full on, people are ready to get going again?
It seems like it's full on. Everybody's been out. We had a lot of sold out shows, which was amazing. Thank you everyone for coming out. We all had a great time together. We're going to continue to do that. It's tough on everybody. It's tough for us coming out of COVID. It was a slow start, I think. last year before last, getting into it, but everybody's out again. You can hug people again, which is nice. I'm a hugger, so that was probably one of my biggest issues with COVID. Like, hey, give me your hug, buddy. Yeah. So yeah, things are going stronger. It seems like everybody's out having a great time with it. Just like when we first started doing this, like '90s, early 2000s. I love that we had that vibe, and again, a lot of friends of ours and family have kids now. I never thought about the longevity of the band. I never knew that the bodies still would still be hanging out and still getting used for like commercials and movies and whatever. It's such an amazing fun song to play. I can't wait to play it every night.
Absolutely.
And see friends out there and a younger generation coming out and having a great time. It's just a great time. It's a rock show.
Cool. Great.
We've had many artists on here who have those anthem songs that get played in like basketball games, football games. You go to these games, hockey games, and there's bodies, and you hear it, being played in through the PA system, and it's got to be an amazing feeling. I mean, not every band has that song, that anthem song, where you can go to any kind of an event, and your song is getting played through the PA system.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. I'm eternally grateful for that. And again, it came up just like anything else. Instantly, we were in the rehearsal room, just jamming, writing songs like we do, and that song is just has a life of its own. And like you said, being at events and stuff, especially here, we're based out of Dallas, and, even going to like, football game or anything, you just in the background, they have music every now and then, and you just hear bodies getting played and people start singing along to it. It's awesome feeling. It's like just listening to it. When I'm playing it, I'm in one mind frame, performing the song, but to sit back and hear it and see the reaction to it, it's pretty wild, man. It's awesome.
I mean, shit, yeah. I mean, we went to the Dallas Stars, and before the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving, and of course, there's something going down, bodies is getting played, and so it's
you
just
pumped up. It's good workout music. I've been told.
Absolutely.
About
yes.
But you did bring up writing some new music and everything, and just a week ago, you guys. Was talking about having you have 3 new songs. I guess one is
right before
kind
we
of
started
one is ready.
Right before we got on for this one, the week before we did, we recorded 3. Got 3, that we're focusing on right now, and I'm going to go back actually next week to our producer who's based out of Vegas, and we're just going to finish up what we didn't get to finish before we left. So I'm excited about that too. It's the first time we have new music with Ryan McCombs in like 13 years, and again, everything's organic and natural. It's, we just started jamming and it just came out like that. It's not trying to push anything or any agenda. If things happen, if Brian would came here and we just did reunion stuff and that was it, then that would have been it. But we just had this great writing relationship, and it was awesome to click like that again, especially with everybody in the band. We're all sat down before we finish up like the lyrics and all the singing. I mean, we're all sat down at the table and bounce ideas off each other to fine tuning the songs. And it's awesome to work with my brothers like that, and have that kind of relationship where everybody has some input and say into it. So when the song comes out, all 4 of us love what we do with it. So
awesome.
Tell me what your conversations are like when it's time to start writing new material. Some bands, you've got bands like AC/DC, and they have that formula and they don't deviate from that formula. It's pretty cut and dry what you're going to get on an AC/DC album. Yeah. I'm curious, when you guys are getting ready to create some new material, does it usually come up in conversation like, hey guys, we need to try something fresh and different, or is it more like, hey guys, we have our formula, let's stick to what works?
It's actually none of those things at all. Sorry.
No,
the answer
that's
is
great.
D, none of the above. I mean, some people, they approach it like that, and some bands have like the songwriter in the band or 2 guys writer, or some people don't. I love the fact that we all just get in the room and jam. It's a feeling thing. It's music's expressing what's going on at the time. So, the way ideas usually come up with us with Drowning Pool is just, hey man, I have this feeling, this idea. Oh, what do you think about this? Or this subject matter, or something comes up, like we should write something about that. It's always just, it's different. It's not really a set formula, or we need to sound like this, or we need to sound like that. It's unfortunate that we lost Dave Williams in 2002 from cardiomyopathy, but also allowed us to work with other singers. They all have their own, style and where they fit within the music Mike, Steve, and I write. So that was also fun. I wouldn't say challenge as much as just, coming up with what you feel and then see how it works with the strong points of the singer that's singing to it as well. So it just comes up. It's everything's, again, whatever you feel at the time, that's what we write. It's never been trying to follow the trend, which is, I'm fine with bands that do that or trying to fit in here or there. We try to keep it 100%, original.
But I think when you approach it with that attitude, it probably takes a lot of pressure off your shoulders, and it probably just really frees up the whole creative process, because if you're overthinking it and you're like, man, I've got to stay with my formula, I think that can really cramp your style and probably make the process a whole lot harder and more unpleasant too.
I think maybe it does, and there's a few bands out there that have that formula, like AC/DC as an example, and it works for them, and it probably works for them to stick with it. I mean, with us, we've kind of been all over the board with obviously singer changes and stuff, but everybody knows bodies, and that's the core sound of what we have anyway. And the excitement of Ryan coming back in the band, with the new songs that we have are equal to, if not more jamming than bodies, and not intentional. Like we have to write a bodies part 2 or another song. It's like we just have that fire again, so it just comes out like that. And the other thing too that I miss. That's a big part of my writing, which is helping out now. During COVID, I mean, we go on tour, and then I come up with riffs and ideas, especially after I get off stage. I still have that adrenaline rush. So, I'll come home and put those ideas together. So we're not able to tour for a long time, especially with COVID. And I get a lot of inspiration from being on the road and being with fans. So, I didn't have a lot. It was the first time in my life, like the writing stuff kind of slowed down. It was weird for me. And again, like I said, Ryan back in the band, and we just did all these tours. All these shows, all these ideas are coming out again, and that's where it's at. And capture that energy from the rock show that you're at, that intensity that you have, and write more songs.
Yeah,
that reflect that. So that's kind of where we're at right now with these 3 new ones.
And you said it's been 13 years since you've last wrote with Ryan McCombs, and he's explained it as it's been some intense writing. Says you guys been writing music like crazy.
Yeah, we have a lot of ideas. We had to hone in on some and get something out at this point, but we do have a lot of stuff on the table. And the other thing that's fun too, like even just after we parted ways with Ryan, we thought it'd be like a maybe a couple of months break, not 13 years. But anyway, we're here now. But I had a lot of ideas and songs in that mind frame that I usually just write what's here and what's relevant, what's happening. But I definitely have a few other songs that were on the back burner that just I had his voice in mind for it. So at some point, I'd like to get to those ideas as well. But right now, everything's just fresh on the table with the energy that we have. And it's intense, man. It's like that. There's a lot of feelings involved. Like us, getting to know the new us, years later. I mean, we're all very different people now as you grow and evolve. And it's just, dude, we're having the best time. Like I didn't know this was going to happen in my life. And I'm excited that we're here. I'm blown away that we're here now. The shows have been great. Like I said, we just got done. Did 2 weeks with Live. We have 3 more weeks in May, and then we have June and July shows, as you saw in there. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody again.
So cool.
So, is touring getting any easier for you from when you guys first started out in 2001? Age, of course, is always an issue with getting older and everything, and now.
Oh, yeah. My ankles and my knees hate me for jumping a lot. I'm still jumping every time I play. Right. It might hurt a little bit more, but I don't always talk about that.
You got to have
does it get any easier? It's still pretty, like this last 2 weeks we just got a van and drove ourselves. I say drove, I did a lot of the driving, at night after the show. I'm so amped up. So we still sometimes, you're still on the grind with it. Just everybody jump in the van and let's go. But we'll have a bus on the next run. It's a little bit, I wouldn't say harder on the body. Like, we got home yesterday and Ryan's staying at my house right now. He's here. And he has a show at Soil on a Friday or Saturday, birthday. And then he's back home for a little bit. But we went to the gym today. So that was like, I would rather sleep in, but also you got to stay active.
Sure.
Do you ever add any Soil songs on your set?
We haven't. We did back when Ryan first came in the band. We played 1 or 2 songs. That was back in, was it 2006 maybe or 7? Yeah. But no, I mean, still active, and they're doing their thing. We're all friends and buddies. I love Tim and Adam. They're all great guys. I actually saw Soil play about 3-4 weeks ago when they came through Dallas right before we started our tour. And,
that's so cool.
I want to sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying, we're all friends and family. And so those are songs, we do our style. All good.
That's good awesome stuff. I want to backtrack just a minute. We talked about how you're getting into touring season, and that also equates to festival season. You guys are on numerous festivals, including Rockville, Sonic Temple, Upheaval, Louder Than Life, Aftershock, to name a few.
But now, not Rocklahoma.
Yeah, we're going to miss you here.
I know. Isn't that weird?
Yes.
I mean, we used to play that all the time, especially when it started. The last time I played it was actually with I have a band with my brother called As Above, So Below, and that's the last time I actually played Rocklahoma a few years back when we played on it. I would love to get on there. Somebody make a call.
Yeah, for sure. We'll work on that.
We got to call and make it happen. But it's just, It's just right up the street from us. It's 3 hours from
Absolutely.
here.
So tell me what
I
that's
love doing every festival. I love doing every single one of them. You know, you can't get them all, but I'm just
Right.
excited that we're back on it now, and that things have turned around for us, especially with flying back in a band.
for sure, dude. And let's talk about that. So I'm always curious, like how do the logistics behind doing festivals work? Is it a deal where you guys are so busy that you go the day of the show, you do your set, and then boom, you're off on the road again? Or is there usually like a couple days where you can kind of have some hang time with the friends and the other bands and check out their sets? How does that work for you guys?
But normally, what we were talking about, tying everything together between festivals and doing shows in between it. So there's a few spots in the summer where we're just going to the festival, playing and leaving. So there might be one or two where I might be able to be there the whole weekend, which I would prefer to do that because I'm a fan of music. At the end of the day, like it's awesome for me to play, for us to play our show, Drowning Pool show. But I get to be at a festival, and I my whole life I've gone to rock shows, and I still go to rock shows. The day I come home from tour, if there's a show tomorrow night, I'm going to the show. It's like, I love being at a rock concert. So with that, what you're saying, sometimes we have to play and leave depending on how far the next venue is. But with a couple of festivals coming up, they're just going to be a weekend show for us. So I'm going to try to hang out and catch everybody and catch up. I mean, most of the bands that we've been around for like coming up on 25 years. Let's not do math. My angles in either. Yeah, I know. I feel it. So,
Right.
But yeah, a lot of the bands, most of them that are on the festivals we played with at some point, and that's what I level up, catching up with everybody.
Sure.
That's one of my favorite things. That's one of the favorite parts. You get to play your show, yes, but you get to catch up and see your buddies play.
Absolutely.
All the other bands.
You know,
Yeah.
you mentioned touring with Saliva and all the times that you've toured with them, and now Bobby is heading the band now, and we lost an icon, Wayne.
Yeah, I lost Wayne, man. That was a tough one. It was a really tough one.
So I was just curious of like what's the vibe like now with the band, and of course you had spent a lot of time with Wayne yourself. What's the vibe like?
Wayne was the first person I met in Saliva. We did it was WrestleMania 2018, and live on TV. The Sky Dome is I don't know how many 67,000 people. I don't even know, but the people watching. It was one of the few times before I went on stage I was a little bit nervous, and that's when I met Wayne. He's like, "Well, hey man, I got one of these Canadian cigarettes, if you know what I mean." So we hit that thing, went out and played, and we've been buds. The thing that I guess the word regret is the right word or not, but him and I were friends. He's kind of a mentor to me. We would talk even when we're off the road. I've always stayed in touch with Wayne, and we always talked about writing some songs together and doing stuff together. We never got around to doing that, so it's. That really, changed my head a little bit on that one. Have intentions of doing stuff in life and you don't get around to doing it. You got to get on it and make it happen. So it's I'm trying to turn it to a positive thing to where, I keep on keeping on and keep writing music. And, all the love and respect. He was a great dude. And Sly was doing it great, man. They have nothing but all, we have Wayne's picture up there every night. And I love it where Saliva is at. Saliva evolved. I mean, a lot of bands, this just happens. I mean, people, what's the divorce rate in America? Like, you've been married once or twice, you go through, members and bands. It's a normal thing, but all the musicians they have right now, man, it's top notch. Like everybody in the band, they're all amazing, dude. It's like, I love the vibe that they have now. And that's the Saliva evolved. And Bobby's such a great songwriter, such a great singer. All those cats are, like everybody in the band. So it's awesome to see them play. They put on an amazing show. I mean, they super pro.
Very cool, man. Let's I know you're exhausted. We're not going to keep you super long, but if you don't mind, I just kind of want to get back to the origins of the band a little bit. You guys' story is fascinating. It formed in '96 in Dallas. You and your drummer Mike moved from New Orleans to Dallas and recruited Stevie Benton for bass. Would you say that the allure of moving to Dallas, did that primarily stem from the influence Pantera had on you and because of what you guys saw was going on in the Dallas area musically at that time?
Yeah, it was, again, I grew up in New Orleans and, I did some jazz and blues. My heart's always been in metal. And, Mike and I that were playing, we went through bass players and singers. And the scene in New Orleans at that time, even now it's not, the biggest metal scene. Obviously, Dallas was blowing up. Yes, Pantera being one of the many bands that were coming out of Dallas, early 90s. And, again, we were friends with Stevie, and Stevie was doing the same thing. He was trying to get the early inception of Drowning Pool together, and he's looking for, the right mix of guys. And then once Dave came into the picture in '96, man, that's when things just clicked and started taking off for us. So it was a lot of that. Was the scene was happening in Dallas more so than in New Orleans. You know, we knew Stevie, solid bass player, and you know, and Mike and I went to high school together. We're all, you know, went to different high schools together, but known each other since high school. And you know, we had just had that connection since day one. And I love that. I mean, especially now, stronger than ever. Especially now since we're independent. You know, we're, you know, no management, no label. We've all taken on different roles within the band to make stuff happen, and it's another thing that's brought us even closer together.
Yeah.
You know, taking hold of your career for the love and passion of music, because the thing that's been killing it, and it kills a lot of musicians and bands, is, you know, the business is tough. I mean,
Yes.
with anything, it's life, it's business. So the fact that we always seem to come together when things happen and make it through. So it's been great. It's been awesome.
You mentioned being independent. That's such a big step, and I can't imagine how much more workload that must add to you guys. Give us kind of a sense of that. Like, what have you had to take on responsibility-wise that maybe was handled by previous management when you weren't independent?
I mean, there's from I say small things, the smaller things. You know, just from, you know, normal management stuff, from travel, flights, hotels, whatever. That stuff's easy. Like on this one, we got a Sprinter. I just got a bus quote in. To have a tour bus, you know, crew, getting all your crew, make sure everybody's paid. I mean, that's part of it too. Like we have, you know, 4 crew members. They need to be taken care of. And then now just figuring out where you go independently, music wise, without a label, without management. So we're doing all that. We're all making those calls together and those decisions, you know, into the new world, a new way of doing things to get the music out there. The first thing we got to do is finish these songs up next week
Right.
and go from there to get them out to the fans. So it's exciting for us too to get new music out. The last record and everything that we did, we recorded before COVID, and then all these promises were made during COVID, and after COVID, it's just you know, nothing happened with it. So very, you know, disappointing, disheartening. I know a lot of bands go through that, you know, as well. It's just wild to me in this day and age that that happened. So that was like, I'm done. You know, we're doing everything ourselves. I'm not going to rely on anybody else. If you want to make something happen, you know, you got to do it yourself. So
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Elias from Nonpoint on about a month or so ago.
Yeah.
You know, they've started their own label, and listening to him and listening to you, it's kind of like listening to the same guy. If you want something done right, you do it yourself. And
Elias is great. He's got so much energy too, and he's, you know, they went independent before us, and we toured together off and on. I love to tour with them again. It's been a while, but Elias is a great buddy. They're on the same thing, you know, and I'm happy that, you know, it's more work, yes, and it's a learning curve. But it's also you're in control of your career, and if anybody's gonna, you know, screw you over, it's just yourself. So
That's right.
you be mad at anybody, just be mad at yourself instead of be mad at somebody else that said they're going to do something and didn't, whatever, you know.
Right.
You know, you guys have always been, you know, upfront about your influences and music that you listened to when you guys were starting out. You know, everything from Motley Crue to, you know, all the hair metal stuff to of course Metallica and Pantera. You know, it's strange to think about like what you guys had to go through with the death of your first singer, Dave Williams, and it's almost the same fashion on how Cliff Burton, you know, how Metallica had to go with what they kind of had to go through.
Yeah, Alice in Chains too, man. That was you know, that was a tough one.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. But you guys were you know, on tour, and this happened on a tour bus, you know, just like Cliff, and so you kind of had to go. We had to go see that, you know. So that had to be hard.
It was pretty mind blowing, man. It was one of the hardest experiences in my life, by far. Especially losing first and foremost one of your best friends, besides the whole music thing. And then, you know, I've been guilty of it too. Like, you know, singer, one of my favorite bands passed away. I don't know. It's not going to be the same. This guy, you know, you have this thing, this loyalty to what you heard. I understand that aspect because I've heard a lot of those things too. But I mean, like, look at Alice Chains now. And Alice in Chains, dude's amazing. You know, even with Pantera, you know, love Diamond Vinny, nobody's like those two guys in this whole world. But, you know, Zach is out there killing it. You know, Charlie's out there as well. And, you know, paying homage and respect to Pantera. And we were all friends. Like, I got pictures and video of us all hanging out, me and Zach, Charlie, and Diamond Vinny. And, you know, we're just keeping the music alive and keeping, you know, that love and passion alive. So, yeah, it's hard. It's been a hard roller coaster ride. But here we are. We've been working with Ryan, and Ryan's back in the band now. So these things happen. And and here we are having fun again. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Right. I mean, Dave's legacy will forever be intact in the metal community. But like she brought up AC/DC. I mean, look, Brian Johnson came in and
Yeah.
Back in Black.
They keep bringing, they came in strong too, man. So, and all of them respect to it. And we have respect to Dave every night. We still play a lot of songs off the Center record. And with the 25-year anniversary coming up, we have a lot of great stuff that I want to do. I had been working on to start bringing out. It's 20-year anniversary, but that happened during COVID and everything fell flat. So I already had a collection of things I wanted to do then, and I have even more so I've been working on. So there's a lot of, we have a lot of old stuff with Dave Williams. I mean, so much. I have all these songs that nobody's ever heard. We have a lot of rehearsal room stuff that we've done. A couple of cover songs that we did that nobody's ever heard. So I'm looking forward to getting that out there. And Ryan, again, Ryan and Dave, they knew each other for a short period of time. But keeping out, like I said, my respect to Dave Williams always.
Absolutely,
well,
man.
Bodies that would hit the Billboard at number 6 on the mainstream rock tracks. That had to be an exciting time. You guys were just off and running. I mean, off and running. The song is everywhere. And suddenly all of these controversies just start popping up all over. Of course, the 9/11, the attacks, the radio stations decided to stop playing. That had to I totally understand the reasoning, but you guys, the momentum, that had to be sort of a dagger for you.
It gets sucked out of us on the regular. It's just kind of you take the good with the bad. It's been quite the roller coaster ride in extreme situations for us. I hate it when people interpret the songs in a kind of negative way, because it's not a negative song like The Bodies Hit the Floor. It's simply about jumping off the stage and being in the pit. It's not anything other than that. So yeah, it's, whenever kind of negative lights get shed on it, it's rough. I mean, the thing with 9/11, if they took the song off the radio, our take on that was if that's what it needs to happen for everybody to feel better about it, I understand. Take it off, whatever you think is going to help out in some sort of way. But here we are now. We do a lot of stuff with the NWR and USO, and we go do stuff with troops every year. We just went to Poland over the holidays for Christmas and New Year's. Everybody's families and wives were cool with us go over there to play for our troops. We have a lot in Poland right now, so we went and played these long hour and set, almost 2-hour sets for these guys, because they're over there, they're stuck over there for holidays. They can't be home, so we brought some rock and roll to them. So it's the giving backs.
Yes.
So keeping it on the positive.
Absolutely.
The thing that amazes me when I did a lot of research is how you guys, when you guys were on the Ozfest tour and you're on the 10 a.m. third stage, slot.
Yeah.
And somehow, bam, you're landed on the main stage. I mean, that's quite of a jump. That's a hell of a leap for a band, just starting out and then suddenly now you're on a main stage. What was that feeling like? Was there a lot of trying to figure out how to handle some of that pressure, or was it just easy?
Dude, it was pretty wild, and I again, eternally grateful and thankful for it, because this is not something that happens to most bands. I mean, we did blow up pretty fast. Within 2 weeks after the record came out, it went gold and then platinum. And like you said, we were the first band to start Ozfest 2001, and the very first show they didn't even open the gates yet. We had to start playing. So we're playing, we're 20-minute set, and then right when we get to Bodies, they open up the gate and everybody runs to the stage, and we play Bodies, and they just start this massive pit. So you just knew the song had something to it already. And 2 weeks later, it's blown up, and Sharon, she moved us up in the slots, which I did go to each band and say, hey, I apologize for moving ahead of them, because I didn't think that was right. This is where we were booked, but I do appreciate the fact that she did that. Our song was everywhere, so I didn't want to jump over and supersede other bands. So we did that, and we moved up, and next thing you know, we're on the main stage. Man, it was a lot. We toured straight for 18 months there, almost 18, 19 months, nonstop, what you do. And then we have, unfortunately, Dave, had cardiomyopathy.
Well, you got to tell me though, when you're that young and your success level comes that fast and is that stratospheric, I mean, is it what you always hear? Like it's just at that point, it's super easy to fall into the temptations and the vices. And did you guys find that affecting you a lot, or were you keeping your heads on pretty straight?
Well, I grew up in New Orleans, and it was always about drinking and partying. It's just a way of life,
right?
For us, but none of us have like crossed the line and gone too far with it. If anybody would have, it would have been me. But I definitely had my moments of going pretty crazy and insane stories, at least the ones that I remember. I mean, I do everything for fun, it's all out of fun and stuff. When you look back now, you're like, I don't know if they found that funny, man. You might have been pretty wasted on that. But all in the name of rock and roll and good fun.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I mean, all of us had, with our band, I mean, we've all been through several things that a lot of bands have broken up over. But we've always come together and worked together on these things and have great communication and help each other out. But yeah, it's been up and down flow, I mean, right now, I might have a cold beer. That's it. I mean, we're all like in the 50-year-old club. So.
Sure. We feel you on
I did
that.
Everything. And there was a time when I was like, what do you have? Ooh, what is this? Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Right. Yeah, those days are over.
Yeah, I'm good with that now. I have my fun. I'm good.
Right on.
I'm still alive. Hey.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You've spent 10 years with Jason as your lead singer. Things, I guess, towards the end, maybe some management problems were going on. I'm not exactly sure. I know you said that he kind of wanted to spend some time with his family and everything. Is everything still on the up and up with him, as far as friendship?
All good. Yeah, everything's great. We had we had an awesome 10 years, some intense shows with Jason Moreno, 3 great records, amazing records that we did together. I just, we kind of felt coming towards the end with Jason. Like, I think one big thing too with COVID, a lot of people staying home with their families instead of touring. And plus he's got a big family and a lot of stuff going on. So I think it was a mix of that and the mix of like management and a label just like completely just failing the last record. I think it was a little bit of both that just had him like, I'm out. I can't blame him for that. It's 10 hard years and, just the last, coming out of that COVID and stuff, we just got, screwed over again. So, then we started doing stuff, as a 3-piece for a minute because I'm like, I'm not going to get on the singer, I'm not going to manage a label. So we had a lot of shows, which was fun to play. But we've always had the front man, and that's the kind of band that we are. So it's not something we plan on doing or ever being like the 3-piece. We just had shows left over, and it was fun to do them and playing. But Ryan's always been the guy. I think, since Dave, Ryan's just really, his voice just fits with our style of music.
Yeah.
And he's the front man. I'm just gonna sit back and count to 4 and play my guitar, man.
Yeah, you've given Ryan a lot of love, and you've already kind of gone into the detail from the question I had for you. Just maybe expand on it just a little bit more. What is it about Ryan that makes him the right fit for Drowning Pool?
Ryan's got a good heart. He's a great person first and foremost, and I've always feel like friends and family before you even start writing and create music together. And, we've been through a lot of hard things together in the past, when we were first together, and we're all in a great place now. So it's, that's what it is. He's a great dude. He's got a powerful voice. He's I know the right word to describe it and say go get her, but he's on top of everything. Like he wants to do this. I mean, he's singing in Soil. He's singing with us now. He does an acoustic set over in the UK. He's all about it. He's working hard right now. His voice is stronger than ever because he never stops singing. So
wow,
that's so great, man.
Yeah, we actually played a Rocklahoma. They had the 3 stages, and on one stage there was like some delays on one stage, and so Soil was playing the exact same time. I mean, her band was playing. I was like, shit.
Oh man,
everyone's gonna be over there. Yeah. So that was
that happens to us too. It happens.
Plus, we didn't get to go over there and get to watch it. So that's always a bummer when bands are playing during your performance as well. But we did talk a little bit about you brought up Dime and the guys in Pantera, and I know you're close. You're from Dallas, and he even gave your Dave a nickname, Stage.
Dave Stage.
So what's the current lineup of Pantera? What are your thoughts on it? And
oh man, I think it's amazing, dude. I think they did such a great job. We played the show with them last May, and dude, they're keeping it real. They're bringing the metal. I mean, nobody's gonna ever play like that. I mean, I had this conversation with Zach. Actually, we're hanging out in front of a lot of people and a video camera's on, but there's just stuff that it was one of a kind, and there's things like, was he doing this? Was this genius, or was he just drunk? Why would you do this on the guitar? Like, right? It's one or the other. Nobody's gonna be there, but Zach kills it, man. Charlie kills it. Like you close your eyes, that's Pantera. And Phil's still on it. Rex is still on it, man. Rex is killing it. Like their show was massive. They put on a great show. The song selection, like the set list, that was awesome. And they have a nice, awesome tribute piece in the middle. For them. So they're doing it right. So just go see it. I mean, a lot of people have their opinions. I know sometimes Phil says things. I know how we think. We're from Louisiana, and it means one thing. You might come out the different way than what you mean. So I know sometimes you say stuff you mean in one thing, it's misinterpreted another way. But they're doing it right. They're doing it with mad respect to Dom and Benny. So they got my approval.
When they first announced that lineup, and I was cool with it. I was like, man, just let them go out there, do their thing. The one that I was trying to figure out was because Charlie, his drumming style. He's an amazing drummer, but they're sort of two. One's more of a solid. He's got his Vinny's got his his groove.
Those kind of things, man.
And
Roy
Charlie
was doing it too, man.
Right, yeah. But he's pulling it off, and he's sounding great. And so I just kind of wanted your opinion on that.
Why don't we talk about one of Charlie's bandmates? And I've got this really cool picture of you guys playing with Joey Belladonna on the Shiprocked cruise.
Talk about a dream come true.
Dude, tell us more
I'm
because
such a huge fan.
Yes, we are too. Tell us more about that night.
I've been very fortunate to do, I think it's 5 Shiprocks now. And, the way it works, as you know, like you used to get just different musicians from different bands, and you pick, you usually get like 3 songs to play. It's a lot of stuff's kind of last minute, and you get one like the rehearsal song once. So that's one of them that came up, and you're not always sure who's going to be doing what until you get towards closer to the thing. But I mean, I've been such an Anthrax fan forever, and to play, dude, he's such an amazing singer too. Oh my God, like his vocal range is insane, and to play with him, it was awesome. It was like just mind blowing, because again, when he's another one of your heroes, and you get to play a song with him. I did one year. I did was it Bloody Roots, and Head was over there playing. Of course, one's one of my favorite bands. And I know them. We toured together, but I'm still like a fan. So I'm looking over, and here's Head, and here I am. We just like, I can't play this. So all of those have been great, especially Joey Belladonna. He's just such a sweet guy too, man. Such a great voice. My God.
Yeah. He's still pulling it off.
Yeah, he's still got it all these years later, for sure, man.
Oh, we still here? Did I lose you?
Oh, wait, we hear you, but your video's kind of froze up. There you are.
There you are. You're back.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
But
no. It's all good.
Trying to get me again.
Drowning Pool's gone from Kitty.
Are we freezing up again? No.
Oh no. Oh. Can you, CJ?
Oh no.
We can hear you, dude. We can hear you.
Yeah, we still got a signal.
Hey,
yeah. Can you hear us?
There you are.
Can you hear us? All right.
So, Drowning Pool has gone from touring with Kitty to Disturbed, and you just mentioned Pantera, and did all these great things. What would you like to see Drowning Pool do coming in the near future? Are there anything that you haven't done?
We haven't done a tour with Metallica.
There you go.
There you go.
Hey, what's up, guys? We've done a few festivals with them. Hey guys. I mean that's epic. We've been fortunate to play with a lot of bands. We did a little run with Kiss, which was really wild for us to be able to play with them. We did a handful of shows. We've done some festivals with Metallica. Yeah. I don't know. I just anybody and everybody, let's go. I love the fact that all these festivals that are happening this year, let's just keep that going as a full tour. Just have that go everywhere. I'd love to play with those dudes. Yeah, Metallica's still on the bucket list, a full tour.
Cool.
We've toured with so many bands. Like we had a great run with Godsmack. We had a great run. Like we got a show kind of with POD that just happened, and I love those dudes.
Man,
I'm hoping that we played. Non-point, we haven't done a full run together in years, but there's good close buds, and that energy always seems to fit together. So. Yeah, I just make the rounds again.
Yeah, super cool.
It doesn't sound like there's going to be any kind of stopping for you, man. It's like you're still going. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're still going. It's great, and like I said, we have a lot of with Ryan come back in to the band. We have a lot of it's like we're right from what we feel I love it. Songs just come across stronger like that when you're expressing something that you feel, something that we all feel. Again, and it's fine if bands write to try to fit in, or just style, that's your style. But for us, it's just purely like what's going on right now. And that's what we put out there. And I think people can relate to that, more so.
Sure. Yep. So before we cut you loose, we got to ask you about this beautiful lady. This is your better half. This is Elena. Tell us a little bit about her.
Oh man, she is amazing. The love of my life. I'm very fortunate. She sings and she plays bass. And we've been, we sometimes on Sunday nights we sit in the garage and just play songs together. We haven't done a full show. We've always talked about doing that together, but she's my support. She's been here, holding the fort down when I'm gone. And we've been fortunate. We played on stage together. We did the Linkin Park tribute and 99 Problems mixed with what's the other song? She was doing like the Jay-Z parts, singing it live. She had the dreads out. So
right on.
We've done a handful of things together, but yeah. Thank you for bringing it up.
Absolutely.
She's definitely happy. Her and the dog and the kids, that's why I'm outside, because they're in the house. They're like, Daddy's home. It's so loud in there, you wouldn't hear anything. So,
well,
we have that love. So I'm like, let me go outside real quick, make a phone call.
I mean, you just get home. Probably the last thing she wants to hear is you talking about the damn band again.
No kidding.
No, she's so supportive. You would think it'd be like that, but she's all music. The whole household's like that. I have the home studio, and I just basically turn the garage into the kids' playroom, which is now going to be a jam room. It's just all things music here, man. I love that. I love that we have that kind of life and relationship. And we've known each other for 10 plus years. And, we've been married 3 coming up on 4 years now. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Cool,
well, go put some burgers on the grill and kick your feet up, man, and enjoy some rest time before you have to hit it again.
The grill's right here.
There you go.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
That's funny that you said that. When I go off the phone, I'm gonna go fire it up.
Absolutely.
Well, let's this man have his life back. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us tonight. We encourage everybody to go check out Drowning Pool on some dates near you this summer. Go to drowningpool.live for all that information. Buddy, thank you so much for your time. You be safe out there, and we'll see you out on the road.
And if you can.
Man.
If you can help us share this amazing interview on some of your social pages, and that would help us out. And
I'll share it with the world. And y'all based out of Tulsa, right?
We sure are.
Absolutely.
And my cousins live there. Some of my kids that live in Oklahoma City, and so this Oklahoma and Texas relationship that's always been there.
Very cool, man. Well, God bless you, man. Be careful out there. Thanks again for your time, C.J. Pierce.
All right. Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, take care, buddy. We'll see you. Thanks, man.
Battle.
All right, bye-bye. What a nice guy.
That's cool.
Man, what a great guy. He's got more energy than I would if he just got in from tour this morning. Bless his heart. I don't know how these guys do it, but it takes a special breed to go out there and do what they do.
Yeah.
I'll stick with my little weekend cover band. That's plenty for me. Plenty.
Yeah, he was very complimentary of Ryan McCombs, and
yes,
I'll be honest, and I was going to say this to him, but then I didn't want to embarrass myself. When the song "Halo" from Soil came out, when it was on the radio, I thought it was Drowning Pool.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because it's very similar.
Yeah.
The vocal styles and the kind of the same vibe and everything. I thought it was them because it reminds me of Sinner. They're Drowning Pool's other song.
Probably would have taken that as a compliment. No embarrassment. It's all good.
But so there you go, man. C.J. Pierce, it's in the books.
It is. It was a good one.
we about lost him, but he came through, so here we are.
It was a good time. We do wish Drowning Pool all the best out there on the road. All the bands out there that are grinding it. Thank God we're past COVID. It's time to get out there and rock and roll again. So whatever festivals and shows are going on in your area, get out and enjoy some great live music, guys.
So what are some of those festivals? Do you have any of those lineups
that they're going to be on?
Yeah.
I do.
Like,
matter of fact,
I didn't know if you were able to pull any
yeah.
of those.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a little bit hard to read on this screen because there's so many different bands.
Just the headliners. You got Crew, Judas Priest. Anthrax,
Limp Bizkit,
Foo Fighters, Slipknot,
and that's just
Evanescence.
Rockville. That's just rock. I mean, there's so many more. There's Sonic Temple, Disturbed, Misfits, Pantera, Slipknot. It's going to be a rock and roll summer, and people need to get out and see the live shows.
Aren't those amazing?
They are. I mean, it's a party, guys.
I mean, think about the money that goes in that, and like,
I know.
shoosh.
I was gonna ask him, but then I thought, now that'd be getting too into the nuts and bolts of things that probably bore our viewers. But I kind of wanted to ask him how is inflation impacting them. I mean, it's impacting all of us, but
Well, think about like, gas prices,
I
on a
know.
bus and everything. But, did you notice that he said that we'll get in a van and we'll go.
Yes.
So, I think a lot of bands will, try to save gas
Yes.
and gas prices by getting in the van and hitting, maybe get, instead of paying for gas for on a bus, they just
Yeah.
pay for a hotel room and just going through a van.
it's got to be astronomical. And then just, I think he said they bring on 4 crew guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you're paying a lot of money to tour.
Yeah,
So
but,
we
but if they get on a bigger tour, if they're doing like shows on their own, they're
Yeah.
probably doing it through the van with a little Astro van or whatever those things
Sure.
are, and then they'll do the bus thing when
Yeah.
there's.
I hope so. I mean, that's
he said that.
okay. Yeah, that's right. Well, best wishes to Drowning Pool. What a cool guy. Thank you again, CJ Pierce, for your time. Let's talk real quick about our sponsors. DEB Concerts is bringing a great show here to Tulsa. Pastor Pussycat.
Pussycat.
You scared the crap out of me. Dang. I was not expecting
Really?
that. Faster Pussycat with special guest Dime Store Riot Wednesday, April 24th. That's what, less than a week? Yeah, that's in 6 days. Doors at 7, show at 8. Tickets are $25. Please pick up your tickets at stubwire.com. This show is at the Venue Shrine here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We've already talked about Rocklahoma, and dang it, we wish Drowning Pool was on this, but there are a handful of other great artists that you can check out at Rocklahoma. Make sure to visit the DEB concert stage at Rocklahoma. That's where Doug Burgess and crew will be hanging out and bringing a lot of our favorite bands to his stage. So we're looking forward to Rocklahoma this year. Thanks to our sponsor, Psychomo Filmworks. If you need a video for your band or business, email psychomo@gmail.com. Dustin Little can take care of any IT needs you might have. You can call 918-640-0892 or email dustin@okipc.com. If you need pictures done for your band, business, or anything else, you can go to shipmanphotos.com. Your branding will be done right by those folks. They do excellent work. If you need some screen printing done, email Todd at identitymerch.com or call him at 918-521-5660. He is the gentleman that does our Tulsa Music Stream threads. If you guys want a shirt, go to our Facebook page and click on our website link at the top, and that will take you to our online store. You can sport TMS all around town. We appreciate that. Like Scott said at the beginning of the show, watch TMS on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. If you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. Look up Tulsa Music Stream. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll always know when we go live with an episode. If audio is your thing, you can also hear us on all of these podcast platforms: Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeart, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. And we don't really have anything on the docket yet, do we?
No,
we're working on it.
Yeah. I wanted to get this one done so we can concentrate on the next one, because I didn't want to have it be where it was the next day or 2 days. I like to have at least a 3-4 days to research and kind of get it going, because sometimes if you reach out too soon, then they'll want one in 2 days.
We've done that to ourselves before.
But yeah, we're definitely looking into maybe getting Eric Martin from Mr. Big, and hopefully maybe Timmy down from Faster Pussycat.
Yeah, we're trying.
We'll see how everything works, and but we will most definitely notify you, keep you posted on our Tulsa Music Stream Facebook page.
Let me give a shout out real quick to Michelle Ingram, Robert Gilligan, Brian Matthews. Thank you guys for chiming in on our fan chat. We're so glad you guys enjoyed the show. Remember, guys, if you didn't catch it live, you can always catch the replay on all of our audio and video platforms that we just mentioned a few minutes ago. We appreciate your continued support. We're going to get back to work and get some more artists booked, so we can bring you another great episode of Tulsa Music Stream. Appreciate your support. You guys have a great week, a great weekend. Be safe. We love you, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.
You guys take care.
Bye-bye.
1, 2, 1 second.